serious, and they are many, and they will not be easily met or in a short span of time. But know this, America, they will be met. So there's a declaration on the part of the new leadership taking office in Washington. And he said one more thing that I want to cite from the inaugural address. In the face of our common dangers, in this winter of our hardship, let us remember the timeless words. With hope and virtue, let us brave once more the icy currents and endure what storms may come. Let it be said by our children's children that when we were tested, we refused to let this journey end, and we did not turn back, nor did we falter. And with eyes fixed on the horizon and God's grace upon us, we carried forth the great gift of freedom and delivered it safely to future generations.
Leadership, and they want to hear from them, they want to know what's going on. And so it's important for me to try to make this event. But first, let me tell you a little bit about myself, so maybe you can relate to me. I'm just like you. I'm an ordinary citizen who happens to be the mayor. But how did I get here? Just like your parents before you. We're part of this community. And some of us choose to get involved, some of us choose not to get involved, for whatever reason. Work, money, whatever. But I decided to get involved. What happened to me was very unique, because I was a fisherman for 25 years. Actually, I was a shrimper. I owned shrimp boats for 25 years. That's about as common as you can get. I believe fishermen are just like the farmers, the salt of the earth. Very straight, simple people, hard-working people. And I can talk about it now, but it was hard for me to talk about it for a long time. When my daughter died, I went into a state of depression. Then I saw the injustice being committed, what I felt or perceived to be, in our community. That citizens' voices weren't being heard. And there was a big ruckus about the issues of the day, and I'm not going to go back and rehash everything, but there was a big ruckus about the issues of the day, and I said, man, I can deal with that. I can do better than that. So I got involved. Went to my first meeting, and right away I saw what was going on. People were talking, and it really was just about the problem and no solutions. And I told them, well, look, first you got to organize yourself and have a plan. You got to appoint somebody who's going to voice your concerns and get them addressed. And all of a sudden I found out that I got nominated to the position. So I got involved. I got very passionate about those issues, and I tried to have them addressed. I tried to organize people, and I think I was very effective, and I think the outcome was favorable. But that's how I got involved. And I was an idealist then, and I'm still an idealist, but even though I've taken some hard knocks along the way.
To turn dreams into reality. Great leaders face sacrifice, difficulties and challenges, as well as opportunities with empathy and compassion for the people they lead and those they serve. Whether elected or appointed, it doesn't automatically make a person a leader, either a good leader or a bad leader. Whether a person is a good leader or a bad leader depends on the perspective of others.
Club that says, I would be more cynical, but I just can't keep up. But I will tell you something today. I watched this thing as an analyst, and I'm going to talk to you for the next 10 minutes about the speech as an analyst. And I got to tell you something that's particularly different about it. The name of the symposium today is The Changing Face of Leadership in America. And there are three distinctly identifiable features that I found in the inaugural address today that make it so different from the previous administration that I think it's somewhat predictive of what we can expect. Those three things are a focus on the scientific method in decision making, professional public management. The other is a priority of pragmatism, what works, what's practical, over ideology. And the third one is a willingness to accept the constraints of values. Now, I'll elaborate on each of those days, but let's start out with the scientific method issue. Remember this? I could just tell by my gut that it was the right thing to do. Or, I just stared into his soul and I knew he was a good guy. That is the nature and what intuitive thinking looks like. When you make decisions based upon what you feel, what gut was. And that was a very popular approach used in the previous administration. But what we saw in this early stages of the development of Barack Obama, as he began to tell us something about himself